Good afternoon, everybody. I want to make a couple quick announcements before we get to today's briefing. So the Pedatstanpedpole Accord has officially been announced. This is a new alliance, an actual alliance. This is not a treaty system or just another treaty. This is an actual alliance that we have formed. The Lemon Republic actually was the first member, non-founding member, to join. We are encouraging all nations friendly to Pedopole and to our mission. We are encouraging you to join, because the more of you that do join and decide to enlist in our ranks, the more like prestige we will have, and the better chance we will have at becoming a successful alliance. This is my new initiative to not only further the anti-nuclear stance, but also to further our reach globally speaking, because we have been semi-successful in some of the missions that we have tried to implement so far, but I think the only way for us moving forward is to be outside of an alliance and to be a part of our own, and to found one based on our values. Now, also another announcement that we have founded a new city called New Siegfried. We've built many military bases. We've increased our capabilities there. So we're doing that in New Siegfried. Booming. Everything's rapidly growing over there. Our country has finally officially passed 1 million people. So that's good news. We're growing at a rapid pace. In order to counteract that, we have been implementing food programs, as well as creating farms in New Siegfried. So that is what's happening on that front. Also, we've purchased massive more amounts of land south of Silica. Once again, we've continued south, and we've bought more land north of Lincoln and south of Raising Q and south of Johannes-Prince. So that is all the announcements I have to have. The only announcements that I have. So if we would take the first question now. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mr. President, could you please explain to us what's going on with the Michael the Fourth situation, and why you're getting involved in such a... why are you getting such involved in the Michael the Fourth? Could you explain the situation, Mike?
Yes, okay, so the Michael the Fourth situation. Okay, so the Sovereign Order of America. I have a feeling that this is much larger than anybody really has any idea, especially around here. Now, the Sovereign Order of America. So, we are in the AME&DP together, and I'm friendly with Michael IV. I have good relations with him. He's a good guy. He runs his nation well and everything. But because we've been focusing on internal affairs, we really have no information about the Japanese Empire versus Republic of China situation. I have thought about reaching out to both leaders of both nations to see what is happening. Just kind of get both sides of the story. That will happen later. But I saw that Michael IV had engaged in war with the Third Japanese Empire, because the second one was disbanded and the third one came up after that. So I saw that he had engaged in war, and then he had contacted me today requesting AME&DP assistance due to his nation being attacked by Legion forces. Now, as far as I can tell, the Legion has no official ties to the Japanese Empire's alliance, as far as I've seen. So this is a very confusing situation. There's got to be something larger going on at play here. I feel like we're about to get caught in the middle of another Cold War-like situation. because there's no official link between the Japanese Empire and the Legion. However, yet and still, the Legion forces attacked as a counter to the Sovereign Order attacking Japanese Empire. So this situation is starting to get very odd. And I have been contacting some people requesting information about as to what is going on. Some things I just can't share because that would compromise potential military operations going forward if that comes to that. But right now, I want to create this alliance, and I want to build this alliance. So that is my main focus right now, globally. But I will protect my allies, and I will protect my friends as well. So I will keep you abreast if anything changes regarding the Sovereign Order of America situation. I will be in contact with Michael IV continually, as I have been in the past. I may contact Siegfried the Great just to see what his thoughts are on the issue and if he can give more light on the situation. But other than that, that's all I really can say about the issue. So next question. Go ahead.
Mr. President! Could you elaborate further on your position regarding the Michael IV situation? Because this seems as if we're getting into a Cold War-like situation with the Republic of China and the Japanese Empire, the third one. So could you please explain why we're getting involved in this?
No, yes, I understand that. I understand that we're. It seems as if we're getting into a rock and a hard place situation with this because we really have, officially speaking, Pedatstanpedpole has no dog in the fight in regards to the conflict between the Republic of China and the Japanese Empire. However, we do have a dog in the fight of democracy and of freedom and of justice globally speaking. I'm not going to get us in any unnecessary wars, and I prefer to have peaceful coexistence between all nations. However, that's just not possible because some countries just are hell-bent on enforcing their will upon others. Now, the way I see democracy is that if you choose democracy, or if your people choose democracy, then that's the way it should be. If your people really don't want it, then that's another situation. But the question is that how do you know the people don't want it? Now, that's all I have to say about the democracy side. Now, I do not want to get us involved into unnecessary conflicts that have nothing to do with Pedatstanpedpole. I only want to ever have to engage in military conflict in a defensive nature or to protect my allies. Now, given the fact that Michael IV and his forces have engaged in this conflict and they've been attacked as a response to that, then that would be a justification to use military action. But I'm trying to see if that is the last option because I only want to use military action as a last resort. That's all it is. It is a last resort if we cannot work out issues another way. And I will continue to keep you all abreast now, moving forward with the situation. I do not want to get us involved in wars, and I do not want Pedopans dying in foreign lands over wars that they do not need to be fighting. But if our allies need to be protected, then they need to be protected. I understand that we just have formed our own alliance, and technically we only have one ally. However, we have signed treaties, and I have signed treaties, and they still stand to this day. So we will protect those nations if we have to. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, go ahead.
If you're not addressing the root causes of the issue and you're just dodging the question, so I will ask you again, what is causing the problems and why are we getting involved with these countries?
No, look. Look,
Finish.
I'm not. Look, excuse me. Can I answer the question, please?
I'm asking the question.
Can I answer the question?
Yes, you can, but why are we getting involved?
Can I answer your question,
Why are we
please?
getting involved?
Okay, can I fucking answer it, please? Okay. So my answer is that at this time, I do not know what is causing these issues. How many more times and how many more different ways do I have to tell you the same thing? Okay? I'm not completely informed about the situation. Okay? Between China and Japan, I don't know what is causing their rift, and I understand that there's something deeper going on here, and I'm trying to figure that out, and my forces are trying to figure that out right now. But we don't know yet, and I'm only operating right now. Pedatstanpedpole and my administration and our forces are only operating in a defensive nature to defend our allies. That is all we are doing right now. It has nothing to do with a deeper Cold War going on, or a potential Cold War, or an ideological war. It has nothing to do with any of those things. Now, we do support independent, democratic, and Republican countries. However, I have allegiances and we have friendly relations with other countries. We have with democratic republics. We have relationships with kingdoms, with dictatorships. We have relations because that is how you run a country on a global scale. You have to have relations with nations that don't always fit your worldview and don't always have the same views as you. You have to have those relationships. But I do support democracy and I want to protect that. So what do you not understand here? I'm protecting my allies. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing is protecting our allies.
They're not allies, Mr. President. They are not allies. They're not the allies.
Give me a fucking break. Look, we did not have the capability to form an alliance until I just announced it. We just announced the damn alliance. How can I have an allegiance, officially speaking, in the alliance system in today's world, officially, until we fucking formed the alliance today? So yes, technically we're not allies, but technically I already signed the fucking treaty. So technically we actually are. So Jack, please. If he says some more bullshit like that again, get him the fuck out of here, please. Fake ass news. Excuse me. Who were you with? The NNLFI? Are you with them formerly? Oh, that makes sense then. That makes fucking sense. Okay. Now, somebody please ask me a question that's not related to this situation, because I've already answered, and I've already answered as much as I will fucking answer. And I will give another answer to another question.
Okay, no more questions. Mr. President.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Could
ahead.
you please explain to me what's going on with the military buildup, and just explain to us how that's going?
Okay.
Explain that.
Alright, yes, we are continuing our military buildup. My target goal is, once more I will reiterate, my target goal for troop buildup is 120,000 by the end of the month. I want to increase our Air Force to at least 700 aircraft by the end of the month. I want to increase our Navy to 100 ships by the end of the month. I want to increase our tank capacity to 5,000 by the end of the month. That is our official statement. Those are our official goals. And just to be clear, so he doesn't ask the same fucking question again, no, it is not based on the ongoing conflicts in the world. It has nothing to do with that, the buildup. This is me building up the military because I want a large military to protect our country. That is all this is. So please, one more question, because he's got me fucking agitated. No, don't start your bullshit again. Okay? Pretend. Oh, I'm just a journalist. Let me just fucking poke. I'm not going to say something that will jeopardize our positions and our interests globally. I'm not going to fucking do that for you and your fucking headline. I'm not doing it. I'm not telling you what you want to hear, and I'm not telling you what the public wants to know. How do you know the public wants to know this, and it's not just you for your fucking ratings? Exactly. You and the damn... Are we sure that we cleared out the goddamn media of the scumbag, blood-sucking leeches motherfuckers? Because this guy... I'm getting fucking flashbacks to prior.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, Jack?
Yes, I'm sure. Yes.
He says he's sure. He says he's sure. So I guess that's he's sure then. All right, one more question, please. I have to go.
Mr. President.
Go.
Could you please explain to us how the food production situation is going and how you're improving that situation?
And could you please do that for us, please?
Okay. Yes, we are increasing food production. We are establishing farms in New Siegfried. As I've mentioned, we have established 5, I believe, already. Obviously, that is way, way, way below the threshold that we need to sustain Pedopole as far as food production is concerned. But it will make somewhat of a dent. And we will continue to build up our farm and food land production. So that is what I want to be, as self-sustaining as humanly possible, because there are some things that we just, as I've said, we just cannot mine them and we just cannot collect them here. So we have to interact globally as far as getting some resources. But I will be as self-sustaining as we can. And I have been listening to the public, and we do listen and we do hear you guys, trust me. I know I'm the president and there's a million of you, but I hear you, trust me. As long as your voice is loud enough, I'll hear you. But I guess thank you to everybody but fucking him. And this is not a threat either. Okay, I'm not banning him from the fucking press conference. Because I do believe in free speech as well. He should have the ability freely to ask the stupidest questions he wants to. And I should have the ability freely to say what I said back to him. Because that's the way it works in Pedopole, and that's the way the Constitution was written. So thank you all, everybody.